Well, these folks are not like the rest of us, those extreme few who defy death by climbing without ropes or flying without planes. They fascinated us with their exploits, but they do seem a little crazy sometimes. Well, the man you're about to meet says he doesn't have a death wish, just an overwhelming desire to experience life without a net. Here's ABC's Neil Karlinsky.
Dean Potter says facing death is the only way he knows how to live. And looking at these pictures, Potter more than 1,000 feet up Yosemite's famed El Capitan, climbing a vertical slab of granite with no ropes or safety equipment of any kind, he must feel very alive. He holds records for so-called free climbs on some of the world's tallest mountains. And he also holds records for this, slacklining, basically walking a tightrope between mountains without protection. Oh, and then there's this, base jumping. Dean Potter is one of the world's top wingsuit flyers and holds a record for the longest flight in a suit that essentially mimics a flying squirrel. So when we caught up with Potter and his faithful companion Whisper on home turf, Yosemite National Park, we were more than a little surprised when he said this.
In some way, I wonder if it's healthy what I do. Like, you're obsessed on this thing that might kill you.
There's only one way to get to know this incredibly intense 39-year-old and earn his trust. You have to climb. Even with a rope, it was hard, scary, and being forced to support all my weight at times on just 2 toes wedged into the crack of a mountain, painful.
Yeah. Nice. That was the hardest move. Keep it going.
After eventually reaching a ledge, another surprising answer from a man who insists he's no thrill seeker.
Everything you do every day is terrifying to the average person. What is terrifying to you?
Just normal stuff is harder for me. I'm definitely struggle with everyday stuff like balancing my checkbook or paying my taxes on time.
Potter says he is an artist, and strange as it sounds coming from a guy with non-existent safety gear, he says he's incredibly cautious, often turning back on climbs or jumps rather than pushing the edge.
Do you think about death? Do you think about your mortality?
I'm forced to think about my mortality. I don't want to die until I'm an old man. I absolutely don't want to die falling. I am very afraid of that. But somehow I have even a deeper draw within me to keep going towards my fears.
His climbing partner and friend, Dean Feidelman, says there's not another athlete on the planet who can climb, fly, and balance like Dean, and yet he doesn't boast about any of it.
Dean is looking for the experience. He's looking for a barrier that he can push himself beyond, and I don't think he's looking to prove himself to himself. I think he's looking to introduce himself to himself.
Flying is his newest obsession, a pursuit that involves a climb to begin and a parachute at the end. Dean is now working to become the first to land without a parachute, just by slowing himself down with the suit. He is a man addicted to a feeling he can only find when he puts everything on the line.
When your life's on the line, your whole being pours all of its energy into surviving, and what it takes to survive is focus and relaxation. And it was hard for me to do that until I got my feet way above the ground and had to focus to survive.
Facing death, he says, is the only way he knows how to live. I'm Neil Karlinsky for Nightline on El Capitan in Yosemite National Park.
Amazing. The Man Who Can Fly will air this Sunday on the National Geographic Channel.